Okay, we are back at it. I have been dying to introduce this next guest. I've been keeping things totally under the cover, but we are busting out. Ladies and gentlemen, today I have Brooke Vanderbok here with me, and I can't wait to tell you who she is. I can't tell you how excited I am about this.
That was quite the ramp up. I'm not sure I'm that exciting.
To me, you are, and if you're exciting to me, I'm certain that you're going to be excited to everyone else, because right now people are trying to figure out who in the world is Brooke. Tell me who you are, and tell me a little bit about your real estate journey so far.
Sure. I'm sure every agent is also going, oh my gosh, they merged. Tell me more about this. So
I think she just let a big secret out of the bag, guys.
I started my real estate journey, a long time ago. Out of college, I worked for a real estate attorney who said you should either go back to school and become a lawyer and do real estate deals or become an agent. And I said, there's no way. I have like $80,000 in student debt at DePaul. That is not happening.
I think you made the better choice.
Yeah.
I know a lot of real estate attorneys that I really like, but I think you made the better choice.
Yes. Yeah, I worked for her for a while. And then in 2006, I got licensed. And I kind of sat on that for a year. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And then 2007, I went to work for a small brokerage. And for those of you that know, and those of you that are too young to know, that was like right before the lovely crash of 2008. So my timing was impeccable. But I am actually glad that I started when all the chips were down. It was a good time to learn how to grind. And the law firm of working with other agents and seeing what they should do and shouldn't do on deals was quite a learning experience that I took with me. So I worked at a small brokerage, didn't really love the small brokerage. And a woman by the name of Robin Miner, who's since left the business.
Who is somebody that is very near and dear to my heart as well.
She had a meeting with me and said, hey, I heard you're unhappy. I'm going to be moving to At Properties. Do you want to come and mentor under me with the idea that this turns into a partnership? And I did. And she was an awesome mentor. And as my business grew and developed its own success, it turned into a partnership. And then fast forward one day, she sat down with me and her very long-time assistant, Rachel, and said, I don't want to be in Chicago anymore.
Peace.
Yeah, I don't want to be here. And I was like, no, what are you doing? You're so successful. You don't want to leave. That's crazy. And she left. And so with that, we kind of, paused for a moment. We had actually met with Amanda. I think, now that was like 10 years ago, right?
Probably at least.
Yeah. And so 10 years ago, we sat down to see if it made sense for us to merge at that point. It didn't. I don't think either one of us can say exactly why. Just there was still a lot of moving pieces. And I think I had this fluffy dream of running my own team. And so I did for a long time. I ran my own team. I adopted Rachel, Robin's long-term assistant, and she was with me for a very long time. And the team was very successful. But then, a couple of years ago, I had a bit of a health scare, and I had to take a break for 8 months. And I did rely on the team, and they were amazing. But after that, it just changed my perspective. And Rachel wanted to leave and go work in corporate America and have a 9-to-5. And God love her, I don't blame her at all. And I really supported that journey. And my cousin, who had been on my team and my right-hand girl for a very long time, moved to Philadelphia. And I said, I think life is telling me that a big change is ahead, and that I really needed to, rethink about how I wanted the next 10 years of my business to look like. And so I took 6 months to think about it.
And I'm going to stop you right there. And first and foremost, thank you for sharing that with us. Right? It's always hard to realize not only people see what we do professionally all the time, but they forget that we're real people too, and that we deal with all of the normal adversities personally, familially, everything else.
Yes.
I think sometimes people see, I used to joke and call myself a real estate machine, and they forget about that. So I so appreciate kind of that background and that context. I think one of the things that is eluding this conversation so far that I'm going to add in there is the exciting news that we're here to share with you is that not only has Brooke been an incredibly successful agent on a team, leading a team, and everywhere in between. I am so excited to welcome her and to announce our partnership together.
Yes.
And that, as everyone knows, I'm a huge person with regards to collaboration.
Yes.
I'm so excited about the idea of working alongside another thought leader, just because I think we all do what we do better that way. So I'm going to ask you this question because I know you were getting right there and I interrupted you.
Thank you for taking us there. I was getting winded.
I'm cutting to the chase here. As you were navigating that journey of what came next to you, and I know you talked to a lot of other agents and teams out there to figure out what your next chapter looked like, I have to ask what it was about us, myself and the team, that seemed like the right fit. Now, I'm going to give you my thoughts on it once I hear yours. I'm going to put her on the roast first.
I was really looking for someone who was more like-minded. And I think, as I talked to other people, you were just the final bucket of, you take this business very seriously. We treat our clients exactly the same. We want the best for them. We give everything we have into them. Like you mentioned, often our clients don't know that we're humans. We have other things going on behind the scenes. But I'm not a big socialite, party girl. And a lot of these teams are like very into these like big events, and it's just a lot of fluff. And I was looking for something that just wasn't fluffy. It's real, it's educational. Amanda and I don't act like we're salespeople. We are educators, and we're very, very protective of our clients. And that's exactly how she runs her business. And that was exactly what I wanted to be aligned with.
And it's funny you say that, because for me, we were navigating, obviously, as everyone knows, we had a lot of personnel changes at the end of the last year, and we were looking for somebody to grow with. And it was so funny. Brooke and I, our paths have crossed on multiple occasions throughout the years, right?
Yes.
There have been many times that we've been close. We've had these discussions before. The timing just wasn't right?
Yeah,
we weren't in the right places. Yeah. And I still remember you reached out, we sat down for coffee, and it was like every sentence could be kind of followed up and completed by the other person. It was kind of, these are the things that are important. I don't need, to use your word, the fluff. I don't need this. I want to do good real estate with good people, and I work really, really hard, and that's all we need to do. And that is just something that resonated so much with me. So as I had talked to a lot of people looking to kind of become part of this, it's like I felt like we walked out of that meeting and it was like, okay, what's next?
Yes. I didn't want to be on a team that was a lot of people. I don't think numbers equals success. I think it's quality over quantity. Yep. And Amanda and I both are aligned that way. And I didn't want to run my own team again. It's exhausting. There's a lot of turnover. A lot of turnover. A lot of people who, if you're watching this and you're thinking about starting your team,
it's hard.
There's a lot of newbies who look for you to feed them business over and over, and it's a huge burden, and it can take away from your client base a bit. So Amanda and I aligning felt like we could bring really high level experience to our clients, and not send our clients out there with people with lesser experience.
So let's transition. Let's start talking some shop.
Yes.
What do you think the benefits are of working with an experienced team as a buyer or seller?
One, just being able to have the conversation with people on your team when you're, up against a challenge in a deal. It's always great to talk it out, especially every deal has a lot of big emotions. It's our job to keep those emotions. That's Amanda's favorite thing to say, big emotions.
Big emotions, big feelings.
So I'm stealing that from her. And it's our job to keep everything copacetic throughout the deal. And sometimes you just need that neutral party who does this every day, like you, to talk it through, to say, am I thinking the right thing? Would you do this? Would you do anything different? And that has enormous value. We are stronger together than, this business teaches us we have to be successful and we have to compete against everybody, but we're better collaborating together for the good of our clients.